Okay, so this is unit 5. So let's get to it. Do this page after the first page. Check the columns, okay, just to see where you are. Let's start. Okay, write each percent as a decimal and as a fraction in simplest form. So remember how I told you in class that sometimes simplifying really, to me, at least to me, not necessary, but when they do tell you, you have to. So we're changing this. Let's change it to a decimal first. Okay, so 8%. Remember, we're going to remove the percent sign, and we're going to take this decimal that's here. Okay, I place a decimal there when you don't have one, and move it to the left twice. So this is going to become 0.08. As a fraction, it's very easy. It's 8%. Percent is a rate, as a ratio compared to 100, so it's 8 out of 100. Okay, another way of looking at it is 8 here. This 8 becomes your numerator, and the place value of this 8 right now is in the hundreds, and that's how we get the denominator. 66, and we can simplify it, sorry, 4 out of 25. 66, let's become 0.66, and as a fraction, 66 over 100, or 33 out of 50. 37% is 0.37, or just simply 37 over 100. And that one you can't simplify. Write each fraction as a decimal or n as a percent. Okay, so we're gonna change to a decimal or a percent. Ugh. So, this one we can 7 out of 10. Change it to a decimal. Okay, we can actually. You know what? Why don't we do this? Multiply that by 10, and you get 100, right? If you multiply the top by 10, you get 70. There you go, 70 out of 100. And that 70 out of 100 as a percent is 70%. Okay, and as a decimal is just simply 0.7. Okay. These two on top, let's see if simplifying this helps me out. This becomes divided by 9, 2 out of 5. If I divide 18 over 45, if I divide this by 9, I get 2. If I divide the bottom by 9, I get 5. So I get 2/5. 2/5, the same thing as 0.4, or same thing as 40%. So if you had a quiz and you got 2 out of 5, that would be 40%. Okay. The other way, and we should actually, I should also do this, and I'll do this in this big box. The other way you can do this, if let's just take 18 out of 45. If you don't know how to go from this way, you can actually divide 18 divided by 45. Remember, the numerator goes inside. So to change a fraction to a decimal, another method is to divide. So 45 does not go into 1, does not go into 1. Oops. It does not go into 1, does not go into 8. So I'm going to add a decimal over here, and that allows me to add a 0. So I'm going to bring this decimal over. 45 definitely goes into 180. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20. Carry the 2. 4 times 4 is 16. 18, 0. So as you can tell, we get the same answer, 0.4. And then to change a decimal to a percent, we move the decimal 2 over, 1, 2 to the right, and that gives us 40%. 11 over 16, again, that one we definitely have to divide, so let me clear this area here. Oops, not like that. And 11 divided by 16. So 11 divided by 16. 11 is not going to 1 and 1, so I'm going to add a decimal. We're going to bring this back over here. 0 here. 0, 11, 16. 11 goes, 16 goes into 11 6 times. Yeah, 6 times. 6 times 6 is 36. Carry the 3. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9, so it's 96. Subtract 10 minus 6 is 4. 10 minus 9 is 1. 114, I'm sorry. I'll bring that, add a 0, bring it down. I get 140. 16 goes into 140. 8 times 6 is 48. Goes 4. 8 times 1 is 1, plus 8, 128. I have a leftover. 10 minus 8 is 2. 3 minus 1 is 3 minus 2 is 1. Put 0 down. And this is going to repeat, I think. So let's see if I do one with this. So 6, 96, 4. It's gonna repeat. So this one we can leave it at the third decimal. Okay, after 3 decimal places you can stop. So you can write 0.686, or if they ask you to round to the nearest 100, you can write 0.69. And if you want to change that to a decimal, you can make that 69%. Rounded, of course. Okay, because that's going to probably, I believe it's going to be a repeating decimal. Okay. Graph and label each fraction. Okay. Okay, 80%. So let's change these to decimals first of all. 80% is the same thing as 0.8. Half is the same thing as 0.5. 3 over 5, okay, is 0.6. Okay. Again, divide 3 by 5, see what you get, and you get 0.6. And 23 over 100 is 0.23 as a decimal. Okay, 23 over 100 is 0.23. So let's do the ones that we can. So C, done. D, so we're here, done. 0.6, A, done. And 0.23 will be somewhere around here. So you need to draw a line a little bit above 0.2. And this would be 0.23 or the letter B. Okay. Let me take advantage and do this one while I'm here. 8% of is 2. Okay, so hang on. I'll set that up in a second. So let me go up. Let's take care of the top one. Find the percent of each number, 75% of 40. Okay, so we got 2 choices here. Okay, so you can set up percent proportion, which I wonder how you want. Let's do it 2 ways. So percent proportion. Okay, 75% of 40. Remember, percent proportion looks like this. Dot, 100 goes here. This is part. This is total. And here's your percent. Right? So 75 will go on top. 100 will go over here. Of 40, okay, so remember, it's part, or you can write is, and of, that's another way of looking at it. So you can think of it part total or is of. And if it's of 40, 40 goes over here. Is the relationship, look side to side, up and down. Let's simplify 75 over 100. Instead of 75 over 100, let's divide that by 25, and that becomes 3 over 4. So I'm no longer using this. Okay, so if I divide 75 by 25 with 3, 100 by 25, we get 4. Is there a relationship now? Yeah. How does a 4 become 40? Times 10 and 3. It's going to be 3 times 10 is going to be 30. Okay. 20% of 90. Okay, so percent proportion. 90. No, sorry. That's 100. 20% goes on top. 90 is going to be at the bottom. There's a relationship, but let's simplify this. So let's cut a 0 from the top and a 0 from the bottom. I get 2/10. Now there's a relationship between 10 and 90. Times 9, or times 9, and that gives me 18. Okay, so 20% of 90 is 18. 25% of 56, it's 1/4 of 56, all right? So if you want to think of it that way, that could have been we'll just divide 56 by 4. It's going to give you 1/16. No, 14. Okay, so the answer is 14. Or let's set it up. 100 goes here, 25% goes over here, 56 goes over here. So we're gonna go this way. So we're gonna go this way here because this is the number that's missing. So how does 100 become 25? Is the relationship? Yeah, divide by 4. If I divide by 4 over here, I get 14. Okay. So that's one way. The other way we can do this is change this sentence and write 75% as 0.75, right? We're going to change it to a decimal. Of means multiplication, and 40. So you can put that in your calculator and multiply 0.75 times 40, and you'll get whatever answer we got before. 20%, change it to a decimal, 0.2 or 0.20 times 90, and you're going to get 18. And same thing here, 0.25, change that to a decimal, 25%, multiply by 56, and you get whatever answer we got before. So there's these two ways you can do it depending on the question. Okay. Stacy's grandma made 88 scarves out of the 825. How many is going to do? Okay, so let's do it both ways. 100%. 25% goes here, right? 88 is the total that she made. All right, so we're missing how much. So what does 25% mean in terms of scarves? So if she made 88, what would be 25%? Is the relationship side to side? No, but there's one up and down. Yeah. 100, how does it become 25? Divide by 4. Divide by 4 over here, and you get 22. Another way of doing that was, here's 0.25%, and if you multiply it by 88, you will also get 22. So there's both methods right there. Okay. Complete each sentence. 8% of what is 2? 4% of what is 56 and 35. So I'm going to use the box available here. You know what? Let me just pause this for a second. And we're back. Complete each sentence. So, blah, 8%. 100 goes here. 8% goes on top. Of, so the of, remember, is on top, of is at the bottom. So of is going to be our mystery number, and is 2. So here is what it looks like. Okay, so if I took 8% of something, it'd be 2. So if you had a certain amount of money in your wallet and I said, give me 8%, you would give me $2. So my question to you would be, how much money did you have with you to begin with? So here's what we're trying to find out. All right, so let's look at the relationships side to side. There is one. Okay, so we have to go this way, right? So how does the 8 become a 2? Divide by 4. So I'm going to divide 100 by 4, and that's going to give us our number, which is 25. Okay, so 25 is what you had in your wallet. Okay, very simple if you put it in a proportion, right? Again, let's do it again. So 100 is always down here. 4% goes over here. Is 56, so is on top. Of is at the bottom. Is it we're going this way, right? We're going this way because we're going towards the mystery number or the missing number. How does a 4 become 16 times 14, right? So I'm going to multiply 100 times 14, and that's just going to give us 1,400. Okay, so if you had $1,400 in your wallet and I said, give me 4%, you would give me $56. Okay. And then finally, 100, 35%, and 42. Ooh, this one is a relationship. Let's see if we can divide. Well, there is no relationship, right? We have to go this way. There is no relationship. So let's simplify this fraction. Okay, so 35 or 100, you can divide this by 5, you get 7. 100 divided by 5 gets you 20. So we're no longer using this. We're going to use 7 over 20. Does that help us out? Yes, it does. Look, times 6, and here will be times 6, and our mystery number is 120. Okay. So next page, yes there is. Okay, so convert yards, feet, miles. Oh, I don't have my conversion sheet. I gotta find the conversion sheet. Okay, so let me leave that until I find it. No, actually, this is a whole thing. Ugh. Okay, so I'm gonna pause this. Okay, so I got my conversion sheet. So 20 yards, and we want to change that to meters. And according to the conversion sheet, okay, 1 meter is 3.28. No, wait, yards to meters. Yards. Oh, 1.0. So 1 meter is 1.093 yards. Okay, so I'm going to write that as a ratio here. 1 meter, 1.093 yards. So, and on this side, I know, again, I don't know, about, right? What about 20? over here. No, I'm not going to use this conversion. Hang on 1 second. Another conversion sheet. Okay, sorry about that. I found the sheet I wanted. So that's not it. Okay, so I gave you the sheet, so hopefully you still have it. Clear annotations. Okay, so 20 yards, 2 meters. So we're going from customary to metric. Okay, so we're going from customary to metric, and here's what I want to write. So I know here it says that 1 yard is the same thing as 0.914 meters. Okay, so, and if I have 20 yards, how many meters would that be? So here's how I would set it up, right? Yards and meters, this is my relationship, this is what I know, and this is what I don't know. Okay, so the proportion was the missing information is going to be here. Side-to-side relationship, this one is easy, just multiply times 20, and I'll multiply this times 20. So I'm multiplying 0.914 times 20, which is going to be close to 20, but not too close. So 18.28. This is going to be 18.28 meters. Okay. You definitely need the sheet to do this. Without the sheet, you won't be able to do it. 5 quarts to liters. So again, we're going from customary to metric. So my customary sheet says that one quart of milk is the same thing as 0.946 liters. So, and if I have 5 quarts, how many would that be? So obviously it would be times 5. So I'm going to multiply 0.946 times 5, and that's going to give us 5.73 liters. 4.73. Okay. I think the main question is, will you have this relationship on the state test? I believe you do. There's no way you will remember this, because I don't remember this. 42 feet to meters. So again, I'm going to look at my sheet. It's going from customary to metric. So it says here that 1 foot change is equal to 0.3048 meters. And what happens when I have 42 feet? How many meters would that be? So again, times 42 times 42. So 0.3048 times 42 is equal a 12.8016. So 12.0816, and if you have to round it, just write 12.80 or just 12.8, depending on what they say. Miles. 1 mile is the same thing as 1.609 kilometers. Okay, so, and what happens if you're 5 miles away? How many kilometers would it be? How many kilometers would that equal to? So it would be 1.609 times 5 equals 8.054 kilometers. Okay, so you definitely needed your conversion sheet, and if you don't have one, you can always look online for it. Okay. A yardstick's 36 inches long. What's centimeters? So again, I guess these questions are all about change about customary to metric or bar. So again, on my conversion sheet, it says 1 inch is the same thing as 2.54 centimeters. Okay, so on this side, I'm going to write inches and centimeters at the bottom. So what happens when I have 36 inches? You see the relationship times 36. So I'm going to multiply this times 36 as well. And that's going to give us 2.54 times 36, about 91.44 centimeters. Okay. Justin put 19 gallons of gasoline. How many liters is that? Again, 1 liter, 1 gallon. 1 gallon is the same thing as 3.785 liters. So if I have 19 gallons, how many liters would that be? Well, times 19 times 19, 85 times 19, and that's going to give us 71.915 liters. Okay. I'll do this one right here because I'm here. I'm gonna charge this. Hang on a second. Where's my charger? I'll lose everything. I gotta pause this again. Pause. And we're back on. So it's charging, hopefully, yes. So Stanley's room is 10 feet long. So here we go. Here's his room. It's 10 feet, about 8 feet wide. He wants to put tiles in his room, so little tiles, fill it with tiles in his bedroom, like floor. The tile costs $18 per square meter. So right now it's measuring square feet. We want to change that to square meter. In order to do that, we need to change our measurements. Okay, so here's the same room. So instead of 10 feet, we're going to change that to meters. I know that 1 foot is the same thing as 0.3048 meters. Right, so 10 feet would be times 10, so we're going to multiply that by 10. Okay, 0.0348 times 10. And that's going to give us 3.048 meters. So here is his new length. I'm sorry. All right, and the 8 feet, same thing, 1 foot. So instead of 10, so again 1 foot. 0.348. I'm going to change that. So it's what happens when it's 8 feet. So you multiply that by 8. And you're going to get 2.43. I'm going to round this to nearest hundredth. So although it's 2.43, this is what the calculator said. So I'm going to round that to nearest hundredths. And I'm going to change that to 2.44 meters. And I'm going to do the same thing for this one. Instead of 3.04, I'm going to call that 3.05. I'm going to change that to nearest hundred. So here are my two measurements for his bedroom. Okay, so let's find the area, because we need to find the area. And good thing we're just doing that, right? So area of this particular rectangle is length times width, right? Length times width. And it's 3.05. I'm going to multiply that by 2.44. Let's see what we get. So 3.05 times 2.44. That's going to get us, square meter is 3.442 meters squared. That's the area of his room. So we know that 1 square meter is $18, just 1 square meter. And we have 7.442, so we're going to multiply that by 7.442 meters, because that's the area of his bedroom. And it's going to cost him to tile his bedroom $133.96 rounded. Okay. Let's go back to and the question that we're missing. So, juice. Box of juice contains 355 milliliters. How many ounces? So now we're going from metric. Okay, from metric to customary. So metric to customary. Do we have that? I have no ground. No, I do. So it says that metric 1 ml, 1 milliliter is the same thing as 0.034 fluid ounces. Okay. What happens when I have 355 milliliters? How many ounces would that be? Well, times 355, so I'm going to multiply this times 355. And 355 times 0.034, it's going to give us 12.07 fluid ounces. Okay, so this is unit 5.